This is the story of how the 6th Lubavitch Rebbe was rescued from Warsaw in 1939 by a half-Jewish German spy working for German military intelligence. The Lubavitch Hasidic movement is today centered in New York City's neighborhood of Crown Heights. CHABAD, a Hebrew acronym for wisdom, understanding, and knowledge, is familiar to every traveler almost anywhere in the world, looking for Jewish information, food, or religious services. CHABAD is so visible that in 2008, Lubavitch Shluchim were the target of a terrorist attack in Mumbai, India, in which the Lubavitch emissary and his wife and some employees were murdered. Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson died in 1994. Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson inherited the movement from his father-in-law, the 6th Rebbe, Yosef Yitzchak Schneerson, also called the Rayatz. But the movement wasn't always located in New York. It began in Europe, and if it wasn't for the help of some people in Hitler's government, including a half-Jewish German spy named Major Ernst Bloch and Bloch's boss, Admiral Wilhelm Canaris, the Lubavitch movement may well have ended there.
Now, Bloch has a remarkable story of rescue that he conducted. In 1939, he was working in his office, and the head of the German Secret Service, Admiral Wilhelm Canaris, orders him into his quarters and tells him about a new mission that he wants him to do. He had been approached by the U.S. government, Canaris had, and the U.S. government had asked for him to find the head of Lubavitch, Rebbe Yosef Yitzchak Schneerson, and help rescue him.
Most of the people didn't dare to help, and these Abwehr people dared to help, and within their professional sphere they created possibilities to stay normal human beings.
According to experts, an underground movement to resist Hitler's war efforts was forming within the German military. A number of German generals seriously doubted Germany's ability to win a war against both France and Britain, and perhaps even the United States. Canaris was one of the top officers in Hitler's army, and perhaps one of the dissenters.
שירות הביון הגרמני, או איך שקראו לו אז Abwehr, הביון הצבאי, היה מרכז תנועת ההתנגדות הגרמנית, ורוב צמרת הפיקוד של אותו שירות ביון, בעיקר המפקד קנאריס והסגן שלו אוסטר, היו אנשי מחתרת.
There was a zone of gray where humanitarian motives were mixed with intelligence aims. For example, that the Abwehr employed Jews as agents and enabled them to go to neutral countries was very unusual. Yeah? And it was a big point in the struggle between the Abwehr and the SS, the Gestapo, Reichssicherheitshauptamt, that the Abwehr was employing Jews as agents.
Canaris was born and raised into a wealthy industrialist's family. Like many other top German military men, Canaris didn't believe that Germany could win a world war against France and Britain. He thought that if the U.S. entered the war, Germany's fate would be sealed.
And Canaris ordered one of his officers, though Major Bloch was responsible for finding the Rebbe in Warsaw and getting him out of occupied Poland and in safety.
Ernst Bloch was a professional soldier most of his life. He'd been severely wounded during World War I. Bloch adopted neither his mother nor his father's religion, as was common in Germany at that time amongst mixed marriages. Under special permission from Hitler, Bloch was decreed a pure Aryan, like other valuable half-Jewish German officers. Canaris reportedly began to lose the zeal for Nazism. Many of the men he brought into his unit were Jews or half-Jews who had been awarded medals for their patriotism and bravery during the First World War. Canaris thought it his duty to protect these men. The one source, Rabbi Schneerson, had heard about Bloch and his people. The fact that Bloch was half-Jewish wouldn't have mattered much, analysts say, since they were still in German uniforms.
Now, when Bloch gets up there, he has several men in trail with him. He's horribly disfigured. He took a bayonet up through his jaw, his mouth, and into his skull, dividing his face vertically. So he has this horrible scar on his face. He's covered with, iron crosses and swastikas, and he's going up to ultra-Hasidic Lubavitcher Jews, and he's asking them, "Hey, where is the Rebbe? We want to rescue him." And the Lubavitchers are like, "Yeah, sure you do, and we want to join the German army. Where do we throw away our yarmulkes and shave off our beards?" I mean, it was such an absurd situation.
On November 17th, Chabad supporter attorney Sam Kramer wrote to Max Road,
"Last news via Vilna. Rabbi healthy. Situation gross. Awful dangerous. Begs enable immigration. Address Bonafraterska 19.
The Rebbe's grandson, Barry Gorari, was in the room when Bloch's men arrived. It was so overwhelming. 2, 3, 4. I can't quite say how many there were. As soon as we got to the door, they just rushed in. Unsuccessful attempt on Hitler's life, Canaris was arrested and sent to prison. He was brought before a military tribunal where he was sentenced to death without a trial. Canaris's aides, Hans Oster and Hans von Donani, were investigated by Heydrich and his subordinates. They were both caught with incriminating evidence. They were both hung in prison. Canaris was hanged 2 weeks before the Allies liberated the camp. And Bloch? Following the 1944 attack on Hitler's life, Hitler purged all half-Jews, especially Canaris's men, from the army. Bloch either volunteered to defend Berlin as part of the Civil Guard or was forced into fighting. He was killed when the Allies attacked the city. 2 Israelis applied to Yad Vashem, the Holocaust Museum in Jerusalem, to recognize Wilhelm Canaris as righteous among the nations.
הצלת הרבי מלובביץ' הייתה מבצע צדדי של קבוצת אנטי-נאצים בתוך המחתרת שפעלו בשירות הביון הגרמני.
זה מה שהתגלה רק בשנים האחרונות, שזה ראש הביון הגרמני, האובוור, הביון הנגדי, הוא עמד בראש מערכת הצלה. ואחר כך התברר שהאיש הזה, וילהלם קנאריס, הוא לא רק שהציל את הרבי מלובביץ', הוא הציל הרבה יהודים.
He was saved in order to, they will tell you, to set up the Lubavitch dynasty, or the Lubavitch activity. You can't condemn those who left, but you could praise those who did.
Yad Vashem denied the request to recognize Admiral Wilhelm Canaris as righteous among the nations. Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak Schneerson died January 28, 1950.